Hi, welcome to Failroad Express. This is going to be a special presentation for the holiday season. We've got a bunch of games that you should play instead of others. This is Joshua Thomas, and I'm Sean Sullivan. Now, I'm in a suit today because Christopher couldn't be here, and we figured that one of us should look nice.
Absolutely, and it's certainly not going to be me.
That's depressing. You are just okay.
So this is 3 games you should play instead of, and today we are going to talk about...
Getting into trouble!
Yeah!
It's a terrible game. It's just the worst. It's, you know what?
So why...
Why
should
pop
we
a
play
little
it?
bubble and then you just move little pieces like along a line, and that's it. It's you don't do anything besides that. If you're not popping the bubble, somebody else is, and then you move the spaces. It's like learning how to count is like the only reason for it.
Yeah. Super simple, but I mean it's like $8.75 at Target.
Yeah, that's $8.74 more than I would pay for it.
Okay.
The 1 cent is because it's got a dice in the middle. I mean, it's shitty packaging. That's also why I'm paying 1 cent. I bet I could pry that little bubble out and then get a dice.
You could get a free D6. Okay.
Yeah. And,
Okay, so we've got a few games here. So what kind of aspects of Trouble are we looking for in these other games?
Oh yeah, what aspect of Trouble? The one where you roll dice and then move along a line for which every space is exactly the same as any other space. That sounds like the most boring part of every game.
Yeah.
So you know what? How about we just pick games that are better, where you can have about as many people play and have it be way more fun.
Yeah, absolutely. Because, I mean, Trouble is basically a single board game mechanic boiled down to its most basic element, just above Chutes and Ladders.
Yeah.
So, we've already got one game set out here.
It's below Chutes and Ladders.
Yeah.
Not above.
Pretty much. But, so one of the games we could play...
Chutes and Ladders isn't so bad.
Is... Chutes and Ladders is horrible.
I know, I'm just kidding.
So one of the games we could play here is Failroad.
Yeah, which we have out right here. Now, Failroad we've already covered in other games, but it's a lot of fun. It's very simple, which is important.
Yep.
If you're talking about replacing Trouble, because Trouble is simple.
Yep.
And it's just really nice. It's still competitive, and you still have, a lot of interesting twists and turns. And it's a lot of fun. I really like just breaking out this game for like parties and stuff. It's a great icebreaker. It's a great, let's just play for a couple minutes.
Yeah, and absolutely. It's 2 to 8 players, so there's a lot of flexibility in the number of people that it can support. So it can make it to the table very often with your casual people who don't really play games that often, or with people like us who enjoy tons of games. And it's so simple. You just have these tiles here that have lines on them. You've got your dragon token here, and you try to move your dragon along and get others to either collide or fly off the board so that they lose.
For a more detailed review, be sure to check out our video on it.
Absolutely. So the next game we should talk about, and this is just a game that's a lot of fun to play.
Yeah, good. Put Harry Potter way over there.
Harry Potter, there's nothing wrong with it.
There's everything wrong.
We've got a Pandemic, and now Pandemic is a huge line of games. This is Pandemic Legacy Season 1, which plays very much like the traditional one. So tell us a little bit about it.
Pandemic is a very interesting sort of game. You're trying to rid the world of these horrible diseases that are killing everybody in it. And the entire time, it's you working together with the other players against really the game. The game's the bad guy. And, that's different than Trouble, but Trouble sucks, and the whole point is that this game's better. Just trust me.
Oh, yeah,
what you're doing is at each turn something happens, the disease spreads, bad things happen, and you gotta try to beat it back with the rest of your buddies. The whole thing is about planning and teamwork, and trying to figure out how you're going to get each other to work together in order to fight back the disease. And it's a lot of fun.
Yeah.
It can get a little bit like wargamey and whatnot. Like you may have some people that kind of try to ruin everything, and they think like 8 moves ahead, and other people are like, look, I just want to do my turn.
Yeah.
But it's
you've got that alpha gamer aspect.
But as long as you keep an open mind about how to do everything, and that you realize that everything has to change depending on, like, as certain cards turn up, and you go into it just as a more have fun kind of thing, even a loss is fun in Pandemic.
Absolutely. In fact, when I first started playing Pandemic and we lost, we immediately played the game again because it was so much fun and we wanted to win. And another great thing about it, why it's so much fun, is that it intensifies the further into the game you get. So it's not like it starts to get stale. No, it starts to get even more fun. So, and then the Legacy version, if you happen to get this, adds another element to it. First off, you can play it like regular Pandemic for as long as you want, even after you start playing the Legacy version, but there are sealed compartments in here, and little envelopes that you have to open that are going to change the game as you play it, and as you either win or fail at the game, you're going to write stuff down, add new rules to the book, open new components to add to the game that's going to change it. So if you've never played a Legacy game, this is a great one to start off with. So Sean, I've got one other suggestion.
Sure.
For just introducing new gamers to games, modern day game elements. And that one's going to be Stone Age. There's also a version, I believe it's called My First Stone Age, which is for younger kids.
Okay.
This is a great family game. It is 2 to 4 players, 13 plus, which honestly you can probably play it with kids younger than 13 very easily.
Gasp. Scandalous.
60 to 90 minutes. So it's not a long
69
game.
minutes.
Oh god.
No.
So it's not a long game, and what this is it's a worker placement game. So what you do here is you place your workers on the board in different areas. Say if you want to get lumber to help build huts, you take your workers to the forest. You roll the dice, do a little bit of math, so hey, it's great for learning math instead of trouble. And you get that many resources. You look at the huts that you can build. Yeah, exactly. And then you pay those resources to help build those huts. And there are several other mechanics, like the more workers you have, the more food you have to feed all these workers. So you've got to make sure you've got enough food. You can increase your agriculture, which gives you basically free food every turn. You can make tools to help make going to the woods to chop down trees easier. So
you kind of try to get property and then build it up? Man, this sounds like Monopoly.
Kind of does, but it's, it could easily replace Monopoly, but it can even more easily replace Trouble.
I mean, what couldn't at this point?
This is very true. In fact, just about any game in existence, even Monopoly, could replace Trouble. Yeah. But get these instead. All right, Sean, so what do you think? I think that's good for our first 3 games you should play.
Yeah, and I think it should be said that that Trouble is a kid's game,
yes.
And we all know it's for small children and whatnot, but that's why we have Suro out here. Is
Absolutely.
That it's the most simple game that you could have that does follow certain rules. That doesn't. There's nothing strenuous about this at all. There's nothing that you really have to really wonder about how it could possibly work. It's just the most simple thing, and it's way more fun.
Absolutely.
Than Trouble.
And if you're thinking of getting your kid Trouble for Christmas, absolutely look into...
Then punch yourself in the face and buy Suro instead.
Buy Suro, or if you've got a very young kid, look at My First Stone Age.
This has been Failroad Express. I'm Sean Sullivan. This is Joshua Thomas.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe, and check out more of our videos on Failroad Express.
Later, choo-choos.